Okay, we're going to be setting a feeder in the inline. We're just now getting it fixed up. We're setting it in a fence line right here for another 2 paddocks. So I'll show you in a minute. We're going to be setting this thing up, getting it prepared, and I'll get the video up here when we're getting ready to go. We're in Sealy, roughly by Sealy, Texas. We got another feeder on the other side on the fence line, and I'll show you that one. And he was feeding them the normal way, and I'll show you the feeders he was feeding them with. So there you go. Okay, we just got through putting the feeder in the fence line here, and we're going to be setting up the fence line a little bit later from the post to the feeder, and then we're going to be going over here from the post to the feeder on this pasture, and we're going to be feeding 2 separate pastures with the feeder. So we'll be all video back into here when we let the horses in, so we'll see how they set it up. We may or may not be able to do it, but this is where we have it set up. We're in Sealy, Texas, and this is another feeder set up in on the pasture. I'll go and video the other one in just a minute. Okay, we're on the other side of the pasture now. This is the other feeder that we have in the fence line. He has 2 of them now that's in the fence line. Now he hadn't decided whether he's going to continue the fence line through the feeder, but I do believe we're going to probably just end up putting a panel on both sides of the post right here. There's a post right there, and then we're going to hook the panel onto the feeder to continue the fence line. You have this pasture back here, and you have a pasture over here. So what we're going to probably end up doing is hooking the panel onto this post, onto the leg, and hooking the panel onto that post, onto the leg, and you're splitting the feeder into 2 pastures right here. And you have inside the pasture, you have two panels separating the feeder for the horses that's going to be inside each pasture. So this is the way it's going to set up here. We don't have the horses in the pasture, but letting y'all see just how we have one set up in the inline fence line, just separating 2 pastures, having 2 pastures eat off of 1 feeder. And this is the Feed Smart system. Okay, we're in Sealy, Texas. We just got through putting up one of our Feed Smart 400 pounders within a fence line. We connected it to this fence line right here, and there's the other fence line, and we put a panel outside the fence, and we put another panel on the other side. I don't know if you can see it right there between the other fences, and there's the other paddock, and I'm standing in this paddock right here. So we're going to be able to feed 2 separate paddocks with 1 feeder, and we got another one already set up that we did about a month ago. Let's see if y'all can see it from here. All right, there it is, way over there, and it's in the fence line too. And we set it up exactly the same way. It's going to be feeding these horses in this paddock over here, and he has another set of horses in this other paddock over there, and this is what he was feeding with. Let's see, where's the feeders at? Okay, this is what he was feeding with right there, and now he's going to be feeding several times a day with these feeders. And they're going to be automatically, the horses are going to be being fed on time every time, and he will have to cut back on his feed bill from feeding twice a day. So this is what we got set up on this man's paddock over here, and he's got one more out here, but you can barely see it through the trees where I'm at. He's got it set up way over here, and that's in a fence line too, to be able to feed 2 paddocks, and it's way in the other paddock. So he's got 3 feeders altogether. So it just gives you an idea of what you could do with multiple feeders. He's feeding 6 paddocks with 3 feeders automatically. So that's how we have it set up in Sealy up here.